Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about fruit for this time of the year, delicious fruit. You wouldn't think that a autumn, fall, cool season garden this time of year is a great time for fruit, but actually it almost certainly is. You can see behind me, we've got some growing ready to harvest, or some are. We're talking citrus in today's video, specifically lemons, because our lemon trees, we have improved Meyer lemons here at the school and they are going crazy. I'm so glad that we planted them a few years back, actually maybe 7-8 years ago. You can see now, we'll show you a close-up of how much they've grown and what they look like this time of year, what we do here to take care of them. And maybe you might just want to get inspired to hopefully grow some at your place, because lemons are easy to grow. Citrus in general can be very easy to grow, especially in our region here in Northern California. The citrus just seem to just go nuts. And so let's take a closer look at our lemons. Now, how awesome do these lemon trees look? I'm telling you, they are just covered. I'll give you another close-up here in a second, but we have two small semi-dwarf improved Meyer lemon trees here. Now, I do believe they're a hybrid. So they are lemon. They have a little bit of sweetness. I believe there's a little bit of mandarin DNA mixed in there in the genetics. But it's an awesome lemon. Not quite as tart as maybe some other varieties, but they do have this great lemon flavor with a slight sweetness and a gentle tartness to them. But they're awesome. They just go great in food, drinks, everything else, marinades. I love cooking with them. They're fantastic, and as you can see, they are just gangbusters right now with growth. For this time of year, this is the first of our citrus to be ready to harvest, to be ripe. We've got oranges coming, some mandarins on the way, but for us right now, our lemons are just going crazy. Oftentimes here, we can actually even get more than one harvest a year out of a Meyer lemon, which is fantastic. So you'll get a big push right now, and then you might even get one later in the year, which is fantastic. But like I said, the fruit is really delicious, but the plant itself is easy to grow. You see this is a nice evergreen fruit tree. We have a lot of deciduous fruit trees as well, our peaches, plums, nectarines, apricots, but the citrus, of course, are evergreen. We feed them with the citrus food and organic. We'll scratch back the mulch, we'll put it into the soil, we'll blend it in. We've amended the soil at planting, of course, and we've added compost throughout the years. This thing is actually so heavy with fruit that after we harvest, we'll probably have to get in here and do a light pruning, because some of those branches are just dragging on the ground right now. We don't mind having the canopy nice and low on a citrus like this. In comparison to some of the other, like I said, the deciduous fruit trees, we prune them quite a bit differently than the citrus. The citrus we allow to get more shrub-like and bushy and full, and they don't mind it, and it shows because they're just growing really, really well. And so I cannot wait. Today, I'm actually gonna be doing a bunch of harvesting. I'm gonna harvest some of these, and we're gonna go distribute these to some of the folks on our campus, so that way they can enjoy them as well. We do like to share them with our chef and our culinary students, but there's so many that we're gonna have to maybe spread the love around a little bit. So if you wanna grow citrus, just good soil, full sun, just make sure you have the space that you need. They're not a massive tree. Actually, these ones we've pretty much let grow as big as they wanna go for now. And they're the tallest one right here is maybe 8 feet tall, and we can bring it back. They can get a little bit bigger if you let them go, but you can also keep them a bit smaller. So if you live somewhere where you have concentrated, a little garden, or your space is limited, these semi-dwarf citrus trees can be a fantastic option for your space. Also, the mini nectarines and the true genetic dwarfs are great, but you can keep these even in containers if the container is large enough, and like the fabric pots are actually a one way to kind of get one started. But they are a great option to have. They can handle a little bit of the cool weather, which is great. They don't mind it. They don't want to probably be covered in snow 24/7, but they're pretty frost tolerant. I know a lot of folks with their citrus at home, they get really scared when a light frost is coming in. They want to cover them, and that's kind of can be helpful to protect your fruit and to protect your tree. But for here at this garden, it doesn't really get that cold too often. So we'll get a few light frosts a year, maybe a light freeze. And I've actually never protected these with any fabric, and I haven't lost a citrus tree yet, but that's specific to where we're at. So you always want to check with your climate zone. I think we're in zone 9 right here. So we get basically a light frost or light freeze every year. And then we get nice hot dry summers, and so that's what the weather I'm dealing with is like. But you'll see citrus grown in tropical areas. They're growing, they're widespread. So honestly, if you have a little bit of space and a little bit of time and a little bit of will, consider growing a citrus, specifically a lemon, because even though I don't eat my lemons raw, although some of my students do, they're just so useful in so many different ways in your tea. and everything else. So lemons are just a fantastic thing to grow. And for us, the effort that we've put in is very limited, and what we get out is so abundant that it's definitely a great trade-off. So if you're considering it, hopefully maybe this will push you over the edge. I hope your garden is doing great. Mine's doing okay. And until next time, garden friends, happy gardening to you all. We'll see you next time.